Senate was flipped, right? If you've been paying attention, the Senate was flipped to Democrat. And, you know, a lot of people may not know how. We see a lot of Stacey Abrams. She did a lot of work there. But a lot of people might have missed this story. I know I did. I don't know how I missed this story. But the WNBA, basically what happened is Kelly Loeffler, who was the, you know what I'm saying, the incumbent senator, she had the seat. It was given to her by the guy Kemp or something. But she's a Trump supporter, right? She also is a minority owner of the Atlanta Dream WNBA team. Her Black Lives Matter, racist rhetoric, all that stuff put together, basically, the WNBA came against her and said, we're going with Raphael Warnock. And he started off about 9%. You know what I'm saying? They boosted this guy to a win. You know, WNBA went against an owner. I don't think we've ever seen that in professional sports. I know I haven't off the top of my head, but they went against a team owner. She's a minority owner, like 49%, but still. And they got her out of there. So she lost her Senate seat, and she might just end up losing her stake in the franchise. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Have you guys heard about this story? Y'all been keeping up with it? I think it's pretty impressive what the WNBA continues to do, considering that they were wearing Black Lives Matter T-shirts before Cap even took a knee. You know, they've been here since day one. They don't get enough credit. So, you know, have y'all been keeping up with this?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's funny, T, that you said that you know, you didn't hear about it. And you say, you wonder how did it possibly get swept under the rug? And that's the thing about, you know, the world and, you know, how things are. When you see the guns ablaze and you see the fireworks on one side, you know that it's really just a diversion to take you away from what you should really be paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that's really woke on that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was, bro. Like, it's one of those situations where, like, I think there was a little diversion, you know, that Capitol situation, storming the Capitol. It was very obviously, you know, it was attention grabber. It's hard to not pay attention to that. But, you know, this somehow got caught on the rug because it happened at the same time. But it was huge, man. It was iconic what they did, because it was just like, imagine if, you know, Mark Cuban was running for, you know, office and everybody on the Mavericks just didn't support him. You know what I'm saying? It's huge, man. And then it was not only was it huge in that aspect, it was huge that it actually had some action that came behind it. You know, this owner actually came out publicly, you know, in the midst of the George Floyd aftermath of his death, you know, wrote a letter to the WNBA, and pretty much, you know, publicly stated, hey, she adamantly opposes the Black Lives Matter movement, cited every political reason in which that she did not associate with it, and then come out with her own political agenda of her own, you know, because it didn't serve her, it didn't benefit her. Shout out to the players for keeping the owner accountable. Shout out for the players going up against their own check, you know. Just saying, it's like, you know, if you work for whoever you work for, you show up at your job protesting the owner, like, typically that's you know, you're probably gonna get fired. You know, you're on the camera, you're in the situation, you use the platform. It was huge, man. It was bigger than basketball, and I was proud to see it, man. And I'm happy to see what happened. And, you know, even now, obviously, she's big mad. She lost the election. It's looking like she's probably gonna be like not involved in the team anymore. I heard LeBron James rumbles. He's looking to create an ownership group to buy the Atlanta Dream. So I think it's a good story. I'm surprised it didn't get mentioned, but I already know why it didn't get mentioned. But we're Gas Sports for the culture, so we're gonna let you know what the hell's going on, and people need to know about this.
Yeah, I agree. People do need to know about this, man. And Loeffler, former Senator Loeffler, Loeffler, I already pronounced the last name. If I'm correct, I believe she only got her Senate seat because, like, somebody got sick, or, like, you know, like someone died or something like that. So the governor had to give the Senate seat to somebody, and, you know, her privilege, who she knows and who she is, you know, somehow got her that seat. When it came time for re-election, she wasn't. Who knows? She might not have won either way, because at the end of the day, she didn't earn it to begin with. Love to see what the WNBA is doing, man. They're always out front on issues. Well, I mean, what would we do? What would we do? What would we do without this type of stance? Because what this does is, maybe, like Scrub said, how would we view this if it was happening in the NBA, right? And maybe it will never happen in the NBA, right? But it gives power to somebody in the NBA that sees a WNBA player making this type of stand. Maybe it gives them a little more power to speak up about an injustice in their own league. Shout out to WNBA, all the players, man, for they're going hard. Like T said, wearing the Black Lives Matter shirts before Kaepernick, before Black Lives Matter was the publicized movement it's become now. Back when it was more grassroots, I mean, they were on top of things. So, hey, love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, man. I've been following this story since it started. Honestly, it hasn't really been on too many news outlets too much. I want to give a shout out to Jamel Hill because that's honestly the first person I heard talk about it. But I've been following it ever since I heard her speak on it because it's honestly a really wild situation, and nothing like that has ever happened in sports. I mean, the closest thing I can think of is Donald Sterling when everyone kind of banded together to get an owner out. But it's rare to see everyone band together in that way to kick someone out. Is hard to do, and the fact that they not only help basically end her ownership, which will certainly be ended. They also got her Senate seat removed, which is crazy. It changes the landscape of the country. It helped do a lot of things. So I mean, you guys all hit the nail on the head. So I don't need to regurgitate it all, but yeah, I mean, this is a big thing. The WNBA needs more light on it. For their athletics and for the things that they do that help the community and push the country forward.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of more the same, man. We just see women leading the way and just forging their way forward, man, and just putting everybody on their back. So yeah, definitely shout out to them. One of the cool things that I learned was Raphael Warnock is actually the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, which, you know what I'm saying, if you know anything about that church, you know Martin Luther King was a pastor there up until, he was at least a co-pastor there up until he was assassinated. And that's where the Atlanta Dream get their name from. Now I have a dream speech. So it's how things come full circle, man. And, they got to get her up out of that organization. But at the same time, man, it begs the question, should you be able to force a person out or, offer their business just based on their political opinion? She wasn't Donald Sterling. She had a lot of unpopular takes. What I call racist, another person might agree with, right? Should you be able to force somebody like that out of an organization?
That's a good question, T.
I know we didn't talk about that, post-production, pre-production, all that, but
that's a great
question. Man, I was trying not to go in on Kelly Loeffler, man. You gonna make me go in on her, bro. I mean, you bringing up the church that, mind you, see, this is why I've heard a lot about the story because I dabble lightly in political news, and she's been in the political news, so they've been talking about her, man. She's attacked Reverend Warnock for this church.
Yep.
The Martin, you know what I mean? Like she's run negative ads saying that he's a radical preacher and that they're preaching radical things. Well, newsflash, if Martin Luther King was alive or you were alive during that time period, you were probably saying that dude was pretty radical. So I mean, look, I don't want to get too deep into it, man, but Loeffler's trash. That's you know what I mean? Like that's my opinion, but Kelly Loeffler isn't worth my 2 cents.
No, she's definitely trash, man. She's one of these people that was screaming about not certifying the election results up until
man. Like she was storming it. She probably would have been storming the Capitol if she wasn't. You know what I mean? Like she's in on that stuff. Like so, in my opinion, yes, you could force someone out like that. Like I